Alright guys, so I thought this year was pretty solid for sneaker releases. I thought we got a ton of bangers until I saw 2024. And apparently nobody's playing next year because we've got some absolutely insane stuff dropping. So today we're gonna go over the top 10 best sneakers dropping 2024. Kicking off this list and coming in at number 10 is the J Balvin Air Jordan 3 Rio. These are set for a summer 2024 release. And one thing I will say real quick with all of these 2024 releases, because they are next year, some of these dates can change. This is the second colorway of the J Balvin Jordan 3. Obviously the first one that dropped this year, I obviously prefer that because it was on my top 10 sneakers for this year. But yeah, I definitely think the black colorway is second to the all over sail pair. I just think the sail pair is a lot more cohesive. I typically lean towards brighter sneakers anyway. It's basically following a very similar pattern to the first one where you've got all of the color on the back to replicate kind of like a sunset. The rest of the sneaker though is just all over black. Now, it does say here they're gonna retail for $250. Was that how much the first one was? I can't even remember because I didn't get them for retail. Now, we don't have very many images of this. I'm hyped for these things. Definitely deserve a solid number 10 on this list. Coming in at number 9 is a retro that hasn't happened for a suspiciously long amount of time, considering we are talking about Jordan brand. It's the Air Jordan 1 Low OG Shadow. That's right, guys. These things are returning next year, and they're supposed to be pretty much just as true to the original as possible. So the Speculator release date is May the 10th, and we don't actually, as of right now, have any images of it. The picture that you're looking at over here is of the last retro, which was in 2015. And we don't even need to talk about the resale prices on that pair. Like, if you wanted to pick yourself up a 2015 retro of the Shadow Jordan 1 Low, you're looking at about $1,000. There's definitely a lot of anticipation for this pair of shoes. Coming in at number 8 is actually a pretty big surprise. But when I was creating this list, I was like, yeah, these have to be on here. It's the Air Jordan 3 Craft Ivory. Now, these are actually going to be dropping relatively soon. March the 2nd apparently is the release date, and we've seen a ton of pictures of these things. There's been quite a few different early pairs floating around. We've even got some on-foot looks. The more I see these things, the more I like them. Now, they do take on that craft, I guess, ethos that Jordan brand has been playing around with on like Jordan 1s and Jordan 4s. Craft essentially means that they're kind of playing around with the materials a little bit. On this pair of 3s, they've got some suede that overlaps the regular elephant print that we're used to. They've got a little cut of suede underneath the eyelets, and then you've got two Jumpmans for whatever the hell reason. On the back tab over here, obviously it has all of like the vintaged out, yellow out elements, but you can see we've got the Nike branding and the Air Jumpman logo. Apart from all of the added extras and the different materials, I think just overall it's a very, very aesthetically pleasing colorway. Like, these things just look icy and clean. Coming in at number 7 was actually a pair of sneakers that was kind of supposed to drop this year. However, it was pushed to 2024. It's the Air Jordan 1 High Reimagined Black Toe. We don't have any images of these things, so we don't really know how reimagined they're gonna be. So they're speculated to drop in springtime 2024, and again, we had with this whole reimagined thing, some reimagined Jordans have been phenomenal, i.e. obviously the Lost and Founds, and then some people have some pretty big issues with, like obviously the Royal Reimagined. So I put these things on the list, provided they are done well. If they're done not great and they've changed up a lot of the different details, then yeah, I'd probably drop them down a couple notches or maybe make them an honorable mention. Coming in at number 6 is also going to have a bit of an asterisk beside the name, but it's the Trophy Room Air Jordan 1 Low. So the asterisk is going to be if they don't backdoor the hell out of these things like the last ones. I don't know. After the last release, I think it's got a lot of people a little bit more skeptical. Now, we actually just got first looks of the Trophy Room Air Jordan 1 Low like literally 20 minutes ago, so I'll show you these. I don't know if we're going to be getting multiple colorways, but as you can see, this is different to what a lot of people were speculating, which was going to be some kind of like black and gold color. Around the back, we've got a gold wings logo, which looks pretty sick, just stamped in there, extra premium. And also, this material looks to be like heavy embroidery with the same Michael Jordan signature, I'm assuming. Got some mismatching insoles, which is pretty interesting. Got some kind of different material for the tongue as well. I'm actually a lot more excited for these things than I originally was. Let me know your thoughts. Is this what you expected? Do you like these, or are they a pass? Coming in at number 5 is Adidas Yeezys. Essentially, Adidas has a bunch of Yeezys that they were going to drop this November. They decided to push it back to 2024. At least we hope. There is still a chance that they decide to just incinerate the rest of the stock that they have laying around. Reported that they're supposed to have $300 and something million worth of Yeezys ready to drop. So there is a lot of pairs, and we're not going to be able to cover all of them in this spot. This pair of Yeezy 500s that we've seen leaked and rumored for a while now, it's just all over sale and gum. We've also got, of course, a bunch of Yeezy slides like this Salt colorway, which is very nice. That's this one over here, the white Salt. There should be a bunch of different foam runners like the MX Granites that I showcased on the channel a while back. There's going to be a ton, and I think a lot of people are anticipating it. It's nice to get some of these older Yeezys back, especially because now you can't really find them. We're gonna have to wait and see, but yeah, definitely one of the most anticipated releases or drops for next year is Yeezys. Coming in at number 4 is the Travis Scott Jumpman Jack. Now, this pair of shoes was supposed to drop this holiday season, so like literally this month. However, we haven't seen anything yet. And considering we've seen Travis Scott wearing so many different pairs of these things, it's pretty safe to say that at least the majority of them are going to be dropping in 2024. We've got this reverse mocha pair, which is probably going to be one of the most hyped ones. We've got the black and white pair that he was wearing in the gym. And of course, we've got the olive colorway. This is one that he was wearing in plenty of different music videos to a bunch of different concerts. Now, we did just get the first looks in hand that are not from Travis Scott of this pair of shoes, and it's a colorway that I don't think we've seen yet. These are going to be dropping springtime 2024 for $200. You've got some kind of canvas material for all of the underlays, and then the overlays are nice looking leather, to be honest. This is a pair of shoes that I think a lot of people are highly anticipating. I know it's not the Travis Scott Jordan 1, and some people are going to hate on it, but trust me, when these things release, people are going to be going head over heels. Before we jump into the top 3, you know I gotta hit you with some honorable mentions. We've actually got a ton. Like there's a ton of amazing shoes dropping next year, so I'm gonna hit you with a speed round of 5 honorable mentions. First honorable mention is the Jordan 1 High Latte. Jordan Brand doing what Jordan Brand does best, being a slight tweak on an already super popular model to get the most out of it as possible. And that's pretty much exactly what this pair of shoes is. Now, all we have right now is a mock-up, but we do have a lot of rumors going around that these are supposed to look pretty much identical to the dark mochas, just with a slight color variation to be a little bit lighter. Given the popularity of the first mocha, these things are going to fly. And even the Palominos that dropped this year, people absolutely love those. They're like one of the only Jordan 1s that are not under retail this year. They're supposed to be coming at sometime summer 2024. Let me know what you think of the Lattes, and if you're someone who maybe owns the mochas or the Palominos, would you still buy these or would you pass? Next honorable mention, the Air Jordan 4 Special Edition Smoke Gray, which is going to be coming full-time 2024. Now again, all we have is this mocked up image, and you might be thinking to yourself, damn, those things look clean as hell. Why are they an honorable mention? You just wait till we get to the top 3 and then you'll understand. The release date is currently speculated for May the 25th. Next honorable mention is a pretty weird one, but hell, I want to see what the hell these things look like. It's the Air Jordan 2 3. You have seen a video of them on foot, and if you take a close look at these things, you can see the air bubble on the bottom. They do have the Air Jordan 3 midsole, however, the upper is obviously an Air Jordan 2. And as far as release date on these, we're looking at springtime 2024. Next honorable mention is another return of a classic. It's the Nike Air Max 1 86 Big Bubble Royal. Now, this is obviously going to happen on Air Max Day, very fitting, which is always March the 26th. I wonder how many times Nike is going to try and do this though. Like, we got the reds, we're going to get the blues, and then are they just going to try and push more colorways every single Air Max Day after this? Final honorable mention is the Supreme Nike SB Darwin Collection. There's multiple different colorways, I think 3 in total, the white and blue, the triple black with a white Nike swoosh colorway, and there's also a camo one, but I can't find any images of it, so I'll just pop it up on screen. This collection is going to be extremely limited. I heard something absolutely ridiculous, like there's 5,000 pairs in total. Interestingly enough, they are going to retail for $120, which seems very reasonable for a Supreme and Nike collaboration. Normally that would never go under like $150. Honorable mentions out of the way, let's hop into this top 3, kicking it off with the Air Jordan 4 Bred Reimagined. That's right, as we get closer to this release, we're getting more and more excited. We're seeing more and more early images, and a lot of people are warming up to the idea of premium leather on the upper instead of Nuba. The release date for these is going to be February the 17th. They're going to retail for $215. I believe they normally retail at $210, so only a slight bump. And I feel like some people are going to prefer it. I might even prefer it. I'm not even entirely sure at this point. I like the Gratitude 11 so much with that leather swap. I think those were done very, very well, so I may even like these more. We'll have to wait and see. I want to hear from you. Let me know, are you okay with the leather? Do you prefer it, or do you absolutely hate it? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. Taking the number 2 spot is the Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 Low OG Black Olive. This is actually quite a recent addition to 2024 because all of us were told that there was never going to be another Jordan 1 Travis Scott collab. I feel like we should have all assumed that Jordan Brand was not going to let go of that cash cow. Now, the colorway for this year somehow apparently is already leaked, kind of. It's fine to have a speculative mock mock-up because we know the color code, which is black, sail, medium olive, and Muslim. However, if I scroll down over here, we got somebody with them on feet. This colorway could be different when it comes to the actual drop. We're gonna have to wait and see as we get closer to that release, which is only gonna be taking place in fall 2024. So we literally an entire year. Coming in at number 1, which has got people absolutely losing their minds for these things, is the Jordan 4 Military Blue. As soon as we found out they were coming back, instantly we're going to be an absolute pain in the ass to try and buy. May 2024 is when they're supposed to drop, and they're also supposed to be as true to the original 89 pair as possible, which is pretty great. So they're going to be coming back with the Nike Air branding for the first time ever. Now, in terms of like actual pictures of this pair of shoes, they're all terrible, so I don't know, I'll throw you up a couple. They're also rumored to be a full family size run. Anybody who had them in 2012, surely if you've been wearing them, they are toasted, they are destroyed, so I'm sure those people are going to be after getting a fresh pair as well. I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section, so sound off down there and click over there to find out the best sneakers that dropped this year.